Hey guys, welcome to Legacy Outdoors. Today we're going to be making some ice fishing baits. It's been getting colder outside, so I'm kind of in the mood for ice fishing. Like, I've been getting really antsy about it. I'm going to probably make 3 different types of baits today. I don't have too much plastic. It's kind of hard to get plastisol right now, but that's okay. So we're going to make some ice fishing baits and hopefully come up with some new combinations. So stay tuned. So I'm not sure if I've ever shown you guys my actual bait setup. I might have in a previous video, but since then I've expanded. So now I have this bait wall here. This is where I've been hanging up all my baits. All my packaging is done right here. These are just all either flukes like mess ups or extras like this one. This one has a dent in it. Indenting happens when air gets trapped in that bait. And then once it starts to cool down, it collapses on itself. So that bait's not good. I'll probably use it for remelt. So these are probably just going to be for personal use. They've been sitting out for a while. And I don't want to sell something that's been sitting out for a while, has collected moisture and stuff. That's just not how I am. So these are all probably going to be either for remelt or personal use. So their final destination will either be the remelt bucket or my tackle box. My bait station's kind of a mess right now. This is how much plastisol we're working with. I use dead-on plastics. Only plastic I've ever used, or plastisol I should say I've ever used. It's really good, works for what I need to do. So I do stick worms, swim baits. I've got 4 kinds of swim baits currently. I do curly tail worms. These are 7-inch curly tails. That's the beautiful logo. Yeah, and I do ice fishing baits. So I made these last time. These are a mix of yellow and neon pink. These are called Pink Lemonade. Pretty simple, but I've got that in Predator. And I made a few in the ball tails, but those ball tails will probably be used for personal use. So here's all my molds, and I'll go through each and every single one of them real quick for you. So these are all the molds I currently have. It's not much of a selection. I'm hoping to double this size by springtime, but I'm just going to run through what molds I have and what baits I make. So we'll start off with this. This is my 5-inch stick worm. This is a bass tackle mold. Buy this online at basstackle.com. This is one of my favorite molds. This was my first big bait mold, I'd call it. It's really fun to shoot. Can do many things with it. This one's a heavy one. This is an 8 cavity. This one was a 4 cavity, sorry. This 5-inch stick worm is a 4 cavity, and I have 2 of those. This is an 8 cavity, so 8 worms, 7-inch curly tail. These are my best sellers, are these curly tails. This one was from Fat Guys Fishing, I believe, fatguysfishing.com. Amazing mold. Fat Guys Fishing does amazing work. I really love their molds. I also have 2 of these. These are 4 cavity, 4-inch swimmers. And if I remember right, yeah, these are from Angling AI. Another great company. These I can do laminates, so they're a little dirty. So at the top here you can see it says top. Well, the other side says bottom. Well, that's so I know what the belly is, so I can do dual color injections. So I can do double colors, which I do have a dual injector. I'm still currently learning with it though. This was actually made off of eBay by a guy, which a lot of people don't really buy like stuff off of people from eBay, but this guy actually, I don't remember his name. I'll have to look it up. Very good work on this. Very good. It works well. I just have to learn how to do it. But back to the molds. Here's another one of my first molds. This is the 1-inch ice pick, or 0.75 inch. I don't know what it was. I'll say 1 inch. This was from Lure Craft. As you can see right there, it says Lure Craft. These are another ice fish / panfish mold. They're pretty small, but they still work. I mean, I've never had an issue with any of my baits that I've used. Here's another. This is another Lure Craft mold. This is my first ever mold. This is the 1-inch, I call it the ball tail. I can't remember the official name of it. But this is the 1-inch ball tail. This was my first ever mold. This mold I'll never get rid of just because of that. Great action on this. Little ball on the end. Little tube figure. It's what these little ice baits are. These little ball tails. And I'll take one of these off here. Here you can see I took one off. This is what that mold is right here. Just a little 1-inch bait. Works really, really nice in the ice. And then this one, this is my 1.5-inch predator. This is one of my favorite baits. This is what we'll probably mainly be using today. And that's again what this pink lemonade mold or bait was from, was this mold right here. This is also a Fat Guys Fishing mold. Again, those Fat Guys Fishing guys. Sorry, 1-inch, not 1.5. 1-inch predator. Great mold. I love it. I do have a problem with flashing, it's called. So I do have an issue with that last mold. I got an issue of flashing. So flashing is where you put too much pressure on the injector, and I'll show you guys if it happens. But you can put too much pressure on your injector and it causes the plastic to flash or like come out of the mold. So that's the only issue I have with that one. But let me see if I can find them. Yeah, I use these clamps right here, these little Irwin clamps. I clamp the mold. Keeps it very well. It's very dirty as you can see, but keeps the mold held together so that flashing doesn't really occur as often. But I mean, yeah, that's my mold rundown. So let's get to cooking some plastic. So today for these ice fishing baits, I'm going to be using Drop Shot Finesse Blend from Dead on Plastic. The first thing you want to do with your plastisol, this is very important, you want to shake it. But you don't want to shake it to the point where it's all filled with air bubbles and stuff, which I probably will do because I have the issue of over shaking it. But so plastisol is a mix of several different things. I couldn't tell you, I'm no scientist. But it's kind of like salt at the bottom. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, you can't really tell, but there is separation in there. So you want to shake it up. I like to shake it up in just a circular motion, and I do that for about 2 or 3 minutes. So I'll get back to you right when I'm done shaking. All right, so for my small batches, I just use these little small measuring cups. Just a little 2-cup measuring cup. Not going to be making too much. If I'm making big batches, I use a Presto pot. And if you don't know what a Presto pot is, it's one of these. It's full of plastic right now, but that's for my big batches. But this, we're just going to use a small little measuring cup. And I'm just going to pour this plastisol in here. Restart. So now that I've measured out about 2 cups of plastisol, just going to put it in the microwave. If you're going to use a microwave, which I do for these small batches, do not cook anything else out of the microwave. Okay, so you don't want your food tasting like plastisol. That'd be bad and probably really dangerous. But so I'm just going to start by 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah. At the end of 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will see how long the plastic is cooking wise. You want to keep cooking it until it's clear. And you want your plastic to be at least 350 degrees. But you can burn your plastic, which is terrible. I've done it one time. I hope to never do it again, but it will happen. Burning your plastic is not fun. So to help keep track of your temperature, most people use just a regular like glass thermometer, but I use an electric one with the laser on it. So it's digital, has the temperature on there for me. The thing is, if you're going to use an electric thermometer, you have to stir your plastic to really get the true temperature. If you do not stir your plastic and take the temperature just fresh out of the microwave, all you're getting is a surface temp. The surface temp is not what you want. So what I do is I just use little butter knives. I buy 3-pack butter knives for $1 at the grocery store. This is what I use to stir the plastic. Some of you might laugh at me, but yes, I use butter knives. So I basically just stir the plastic up, hurry up, grab my thermometer, take a temperature. If it's not 350 degrees, I don't I need to cook it some more. If it doesn't reach 350 degrees, the proper chemical reaction will not happen. You will get a gooey mess. It's not fun to clean up because you got it all in your cup now. You got it all over your table, your knives, your hands, whatever. But when you're cooking this plastisol, you have to make sure it reaches 350 degrees, but you also do not want to burn it. So I had my plastisol cook for 2 minutes and 30 seconds. As you can tell, it still looks like milk. So I'm not going to stir it right now. I'm going to put it in for another 2 minutes, and it should be a little bit clearer. It will not fully be done, but I'm going to put it in for 2 more minutes and see where it goes there. Also note, I'm using a 1000 watt microwave, so time is going to be different for every kind of wattage. So if you have like a 1000 watt microwave like mine, obviously it's more powerful. It's not going to take as much time as a 900 watt microwave or something like that. So there's no need to have a 1000 watt microwave to do this. That's just what I preferred to have. It's bigger. It's quicker for me because I'm running a business. Time is key. So you don't need a 1000 watt microwave, but just know that the times are going to be different for the wattage of the microwave. All right. Let's see how it turned out. So it's a little bit clearer, but as you can see, it's not clear enough. So as I mix this up, hopefully you'll be able to see that there's a little bit of a chemical difference in here. So I'll stir this up. So as you can see a little bit, there's still some white in there. I do have a problem with the air bubbles. Air bubbles will affect your baits, but I'm not too worried about it on these smaller baits. Bigger baits, those air bubbles will be your worst enemy. But I will be putting this in the microwave for a little bit. Let's take a quick temperature check just to see where we're at, just because I'm curious. You can see it's a little bit gooey still. You want it to be like water almost. So it's at 334, so not hot enough. If I shot it right now, I'd just have a gooey mess. So we're going to put that in for another minute. And we're going to want to reach that 350 degrees, remember. Alright. Now this is clear. As you can see, there's a lot of air bubbles in there. It's not what you want, but for me it'll do, just because I'm making these smaller baits. Close that up. Bring this in front of me real quick, just to double check, although I know it's at 350. Gonna stir it up. It's got like consistency of almost like water on there. I'm gonna take this. It's at 370, so that's good enough. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my colorant, and we'll see how that goes. So today I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna do Dead on Plastic's Purple Rain, which is just purple, and then I'm gonna put a little bit of a pearlescent in there. This is what's this called? Beauregard. Sure. This is also a Dead on Plastics product. This is a pearlescent. I believe it's a white pearlescent. So what you want to do is you want to take your plastic or your coloring, shake it up, come over here. You want to make sure that you don't put too much. So I'm going to start with like 10 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We'll do 11. So now what I'm going to do is just mix this up. See how strong this purple is. So it's not very strong at all. So I'm putting another 10 in there. Okay, that might have been more than 10. Stir it up some more. So the more color you add, the darker or the more bold the color is going to get. So let's put this on my little whiteboard over here. Still seems a little dull. So don't do what I just did and put a big glob. I've been doing this for a while. Count out your drops. I usually go by 10s, and then if I'm getting close, I go by 5s. So now let's see. Okay, that's looking better. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our pearlescent. We're going to shake it up as well. Okay, so now I don't really know how these pearlescents are going to act, so I'm going to put about probably 10 drops in. Okay, see how that works? So I'm going to grab a knife and stir it up with the pearlescent in there. And I'm guessing this is going to make a little bit of a shine. Okay, we're just going to try that out real quick. I'm going to do a practice shot here. So, I'm going to grab my gloves, grab my injector, my mold. We'll see what happens. So I'm using that Fat Guys Fishing Predator mold. And what I'm going to do is take my injector, put it in the plastisol and inject in here. Hopefully you guys can see this okay. Take my injector, my plastisol. I'm going to bring the plunger up, put it on my mold. Put a little bit of pressure on there. I don't need too much pressure. This mold's small enough. Hold it there. Lift up. I'm going to overfill it a little bit so when that air runs out, the plastic flows down and there's no space in there for the air to get in. Put the extra plastisol back in the cup. That color might need a little bit more purple in it, but we'll see how these turn out. Alright, so I've let this sit for about 5 minutes. Working with one hand here, so I'm going to open this up. Take these little screws out. Open this up. And these look pretty decent. Might need a little bit more purple in there. But those are almost like my lilac color, which I might go for. So we're going to put a little bit more purple in there. There's a little bit too transparent for me. But I'm going to hang these up anyways. I usually hang up my small baits. That way they can sit for a while. Do their little thing. Put this mold back together and inject another. Alright, so we're going to recheck the temperature on this. I'm going to take my knife. Stir it up. Grab my thermometer. We're only at 283, so you want to be in between 320 and 350. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to put it in the microwave for a good 30 seconds. Alright, so 30 seconds is over. Open this up. Take my knife, stir it up. Make sure we're at least at 320 now. 307. So we're going to need a little bit more heat, but we'll put some more purple in here. Just try to make that purple color stronger. Mix it in. Oh yeah, that purple's a lot stronger. So I'm going to throw it in the microwave for another 30 seconds. And then we'll shoot. So I'm currently at a temperature of 336, which is good enough. So I'm going to grab my injector and I'm going to inject some more. Hold pressure for a little bit. Lift up. Overfill it a little bit. Then I can put the rest of my plastic back into the cup. There we go. Let's see how it goes. This is what I'm talking about, overfilling. That plastic drains back into there as it lets air out the side of this mold. So the extra on the top just sinks in and fills in those empty spots. Check it out, we got some deer out here. A couple does. Hey mamas. Uh-oh, that upset her. It's alright, I don't have my bow out yet. Soon though, it is bow season. But I don't have my license yet. Yay me. But hopefully soon we'll be posting some hunting videos. Hopefully soon we'll get some deer hunting videos and some pheasant hunting videos coming soon. Pheasant season starts in about 20 days, 19 days. So getting ready. And back to fishing baits. After letting this sit for about 5 minutes, I open her up and I take it out of the mold. There we go. That's a better looking purple right there. Beautimous. Hang that up on the wall. And I'll just, oh, look at the difference. You can tell the difference. So this one's the lighter one. This is the one we shot before. This is the second one. You can really tell when it's against this wall. This purple's a lot darker. It's because I put more pigment in there. Looks really good. So, gonna keep shooting some more and see how it goes. So I'm not up to temp on my plastic, so it's in the microwave right now. But there is one thing I want to point out. There's some extra on this injector, as you guys might see. I can peel that off, save it, and remelt it, and it'll be just like this. Also, you can open the injector, and there's a big chunk of plastisol still in there. I can take that out, and I can reuse this as well, which I will be doing. Also, there's some plastisol in here. The proper way would be to grab it, pull it out. That's not how I do it. I like to have fun. So I shoot it out of the injector. Now usually when I'm on TikTok live or something, I try and hit the phone. Makes a funny noise, sounds like a big old cut of cheese coming out of your pants. I just find it funny. You gotta have fun when you're doing something. And we are back up to temp. I'm at 355, which is a little bit too hot. Or a little bit hotter than I'd like it to be, but that's fine, we'll get to work. I'm sorry I keep moving you guys around, but I don't really know what camera angle works good to show you guys this. I should get a special camera holder so it oversees everything, but for right now I'm gonna be moving ya, trying to see what the best angle is for you guys to see this. But just taking my injector, putting in the plastisol, pulling the plunger up, let that air out a little bit, put the nozzle in there, push down just a tiny bit because this mold doesn't take too much plastic, and hold it. Lift up, overfill it a little bit for them air pockets. Put it back in my, whoa, we got a tip over. Put it back in here. I'm gonna stand this back up. So, there we go. Since it did that, I'm just gonna take this cup. I'll show you guys, you can see it's sunken in a little bit. So I'm just gonna put that in there. Fill it up just a little bit. We should be good. About 5 minutes, I'll take it out of the mold and show you guys the process again. That's the best part. And there's another thing of 1-inch predators. Looking good, looking good. Gonna take these out and hang them up. So there you have it, your little teaser or rough draft of how to make some baits, some smaller baits. Little bit of an instructional video today. Nothing too exciting, but just thought I'd show you guys how to do it, some of the necessities. I haven't even scraped the surface of what you need, what to do, what different plastics do, what different baits do. But all I know is making ice baits. It's making me happy for ice season. And right now, since it's fall, we got the old leaf blower on the ice shack, but soon enough, baby, this thing will be coming out, and I cannot wait. So there you have it, guys. Like I said, I haven't even scraped the surface yet, but those videos will be for another time. Make sure you guys are out there catching fish. Let me know where you're catching fish, what you're catching, and always remember, tight lines. See you guys in the next one.